It's backwards. It's contraindicated. You think you should try and do more in relationships. Hey everybody, I'm Sue, and I've been a sex and relationship therapist for more than 30 years. And here's what I know, and it doesn't seem obvious. So my friend C, she tries everything. She's the one who'll buy presents for partners. She'll bend over backwards. She'll do their taxes. I've seen her, drive to Toronto in a snowstorm to help them work a trade show. And the truth is, they don't respect her. They treat her badly. And I'm saying to her, do nothing. Have them talk to the hand. The bare minimum that you should be expecting is to be treated well. They don't have to buy you things, etc. But the process of understanding that the less you do, the more impact you have. There's a book called Why Men Love Bitches. And it's not being mean. It's, they talk about making dinner. There was hot dogs with ketchup and mustard, like going all out. This is not baking cupcakes and skipping to his work with a little gingham dress. This is about saying, I'm important. What I do is important. And I'm going to do my thing. So I talk about focusing on you and not jumping through hoops for people. And it's really hard because you think the more I do for somebody, the more they're going to love me. And that is the opposite of what happens. The absolute opposite. So if you find yourself being needy and thinking about them and texting them 5 times, I was just watching And Sudden and Just Like That, the whole Sex and the City sequel. I was on the plane coming back from Thailand, and the idea of, being needy, like that whole piece of Big and Carrie, I don't know if you know it, but it's that idea that you're constantly doing those things. And for men, here's the other piece. For men, it's that as soon as you become unavailable, you're so much more interested. And you need to understand that that's the psychology of it. Are you really interested in this woman? Or is it because she's beautiful, getting hit on all the time, and you're not in the register? So you're like trying harder to be that retriever. The more you chill, the better your success is in dating. I wrote the book for guys. It's called Stand Out by Chilling Out. I'm talking to women about getting your central nervous system down and stop being so fucking needy. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. Stop doing this, do this, and go find something interesting to do. Because your nervous system gets regulated and you're just like vibrating. And I see it again and again and again. Let me tell you about my friend Kim. And she's just in a new relationship, and I'm going to write about it this week in the Over 40 Connect group. So if you haven't checked it out, over40connect.com. But the reality is, she came to the group just looking for friends. She had gotten out of a bad divorce. She's a single parent. She's busy. She's exercising. She's fun. She talked about how many dates she'd gotten, at the beer store, because she was just fun and interesting and engaging and talking to men, in the vodka aisle, and not just because she's drinking. She sometimes do it in the coffee shop because she's positive and she's happy with her life and she's not needy. And there's been some guys that are interested, but she's like, I got shit going on. I'm taking my kid to the hockey game. I've got things happening. And once she was able to do that, everything sorted out. She's made so many friends, and that allowed her to calm down. So here's my advice on what you need to do. Number 1 is get a list of things that you're interested in. And if you haven't done something in a while, or you've always wanted to do burlesque, or you've always wanted to take up golf, this is your time to do that. And get booked a couple nights a week. Be doing interesting things. Interesting people are attractive. And don't ever, and I mean ever, unless you've got a friend who's really needy, cancel something for a potential partner. Yes, you can. You saying it's the rules. If they call you by Wednesday for a Saturday date, you're booked. I'm booked. My life is in my schedule, and I want you to think about how that feels when that you're so crazy. And people will try, to try and accommodate, but no, if you don't book up, And if they're not willing to wait for you, they're not interested. It's next. So all of these people who want to be wanted and to want interesting people, because you can be attracted to somebody, but there's lots out there. And I keep talking about the goal of having sub-zero dates, which gives you the practice to not be needy. So the more you have, and the more people in your repertoire. So if your only date is like the one in 3 months, you're going to be needy. So what are you doing about it? And yeah, a lot of people have to do online dating because they're in small towns or they just don't have people around them. And I've talked about how much I hate the dating apps, but there are some things you can do, and you can, it's putting out baskets. I'm in the marketing business, and I'm in the needs business as a sex and relationship therapist. And if I'm talking to people, I'm on Instagram and I'm on TikTok and I'm on YouTube and I'm on all of those things because it allows me to diversify. If you are only doing one thing, if you're only hoping that the Uber guy is going to be the person, or you're only on one online date, I think you need to be on 3. If you're on online dating, you need to be on 3. And you need to be disciplined and only do it for 30 minutes a day. You need to have the best photo money can buy. You need to have a kick-ass headline, and you need to be fun. And then you need to wait for real emails. That's my model. And it's about kicking tires and going on a bunch of dates. And I know it's scary, and I know it's hard. And having a wing person, and I'm going to do all of this stuff about regulating yourself and finding new ways to find love and connections, but one day at a time. So start with that. Just start with this thing. I am not going to be needy today. I'm going to get busy. I'm going to be doing a bunch of things, and it's going to be epic. And if you're not getting the Over 40 Connect newsletter, which has all the stuff, and it's going to be the stories about the people I've just been talking about, and it's going to give you clear, specific things along with the books and the written material to get you off your couch and finding great love. And in the meantime, finding friends and community and travel friends and love. Try it, over40connect.com. I'm Sue and I got more.